Most bankers aren't ready to help you until after their third cup of coffee. But with Central National Bank's after-hours service, you don't have to wait for the bank lobby to open to get help. You can contact us from 6 to 8:30 in the morning or from 5 to 10 in the evening, and we'll connect you to a real, live, local person who can answer questions and fix problems 7 days a week. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Through the night, deep in the heart of Texas, the trailer park is nice and dark. Deep in the heart of Texas, that drinks his brew and he spits his chew. Deep in the heart of Texas, the TV blares but no one cares. Deep in the heart of Texas, here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, Season 6, Episode 2.
Season 6, Episode 2, Soldier of Misfortune.
This one was December 9th, 2001. Took me 6 seasons to realize I needed to put the date on there.
Wrote by a feller named J.B. Cook. So the title, Soldier of Misfortune, is a play on the Soldier of Fortune, which was a magazine back in the day for mercenary wannabes.
Is it not a magazine anymore?
Here's what he says. I could look it up. I'm not really sure if they are or not.
Okay, so we start again. No bell, no yell, because we're on we're on episode 2 of the season, so we won't get that again until the end.
They are still a magazine. They are owned by Susan Cass Keating. Publisher is the Omega Group Limited.
Omega Group, boy, that doesn't sound ominous at all.
The Omega Group, that Black Rock.
Black
money.
Rock Omega Group.
It's that Black Rock money they're after.
I thought it was. I thought it was Black Water. I think it's maybe that's their,
no. I think there is a
one's on the sea and
no.
one's
There's
on the land.
A massive what they call holding company or whatever called Black Rock.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's
it's
what
like a finance firm or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's what that guy was talking about. But also, there's some notable voices in this episode. I was just gonna go ahead and get that out the way.
1 second. Can I guess at one?
Yeah.
The guy who beats Dale out, is that Ron White?
Nope.
Oh, damn it.
There's no Ron White. Ron White didn't exist.
I really thought that
at
was
this
the thing.
time in the national limelight. I think this is before Blue Collar Comedy Tour by like a year.
Yeah, but they were all still friends, like him and Larry the Cable Guy. Because I remember Larry the Cable Guy coming on my radio station.
Well, you know who attributes the comedy movement, like who Joe Rogan.
Foxworthy?
No, I'm talking about the movement to Austin. Sorry, from L.A. to Austin. Everybody says it's Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan says it was Ron White who convinced him to move to Austin.
Yeah.
So he was apparently had a relationship with Joe Rogan, but the voices is Mad Dog is voiced by Gary Busey.
Oh, that's who. Okay,
that's who that is.
Then that's totally fitting.
Yeah, that is fitting. You've got Jim and Joe Jack. They're both voiced by Toby Huss. But then you have Earl Boley, who is voiced by Phil Lamar. And we've got Chantel and Chad again with us.
What's
here
up, Chantel?
On our YouTube live stream. So, yeah, if you ever want to hang out with us while we do this, come check us out on youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH.
All right, so we start out in the alley. We've got Bill Boomhauer and Hank, and then Dale walks up. There is a Garden Pro STX 5000 blower on Bill's back.
The big leaf blower.
Hank has the manual. And by the way, we never see this blower again. So Bill says, "When can I try her out, Hank? I bet she's got enough power to lift me off the ground." He goes, "It's a leaf blower, Bill, not a jetpack." Like I say, Dale comes up and he goes, guess who's running for an unprecedented 4th term as president of the Arlen Gun Club? I'll give you a hint. He made love to my wife last night.
John Redcorn? No, it's over at this point, right? Yeah.
He's got a bunch of flyers in his hand. He starts trying to put them up on the fence. It just says Gribble, and it's got him holding a baby with a gun, and it says presidential candidate on the bottom of it, but it's for the gun club. Dang it, Dale, I didn't let Bill put up a personal ad up there, and I sure as hell won't let that up. And he takes it down. We're now at the Arlen Gun Club. There is a sign there in the parking.
The Arlen Glee Club.
The Arlen Glee Club. It says reserved for president, and Dale pulls up in his Bug-a-Bago. Kind of hits the sign a little bit.
That presidential thing that they do? Not every president did that. I can't remember what president it was. I'm not even going to try to guess, but it started with one president, then everybody else after did it.
President Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, it was that guy.
All right.
He had a basement full of skeletons.
Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah, whenever they dug up his house, whenever they went to his house and after he died and all that stuff, and his historians went back to his old home
Found
and
a
all
bunch
this.
of skeletons?
Yeah, there was a bunch of bodies.
I can believe that because he was probably operating on them and trying to figure out stuff because that's what he did. That was
a part of it,
and
but I think there was some nefarious stuff there too because he had a penchant for hookers too.
Before you write anything to us or put any comments on here, I do know that Benjamin Franklin was not a president. I get that. So, but we welcome your comments. All right, so Dale is in the gun club, and he's got a plate full of macaroons. He's walking around saying, macaroon, I got an entrance wound size and exit wound size. Just means they're bigger or smaller. The room is full of guys from the gun club. Jim says, Dale, every year I vote for you just to get my hands on one of your fine macaroons. You say that these days, you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Dale says,
touch your macaroon.
Well, in that case, Jim, take 2 and vote twice. The other guy said, oh, that's a good one. Everybody laughs. Dale goes up to this big guy who looks like a soldier of fortune and says, Mad Dog, Cookie? He goes, hats off, boys. It's the first lady. So he already has issue with Dale.
Yeah.
Not real
sure.
Fan. Yeah, not real sure where it came from.
Competition.
Other than just being around Dale.
Well, it's probably just, in those cock-strong fraternities like gun clubs.
Yeah.
A lot of ego in one room. Anybody that's holding a gun's got an ego, so when I hold guns, my ego goes through the roof. You feel powerful for whatever reason. It gives you a weird feeling of,
I get that.
The ability to take somebody's life. So I guess in that big room full of ball sweat and testosterone.
Ball sweat and
I think that's what it is. He could, it's like when 2 dogs kind of circle each other, and then they kind of jump back and start growling. I think they've sniffed each other's ass one too many times, and they know that it's not a good stank, so I saw
ball sweat at Stubbs in Austin back in '94.
Shout out to Ball Sweat. Yeah.
Ball Sweat. Okay, so he goes, if you're not going to respect the man, Mad Dog, at least respect the office. Mad Dog literally puts the gun to his own head and says, Gribble, I wouldn't vote for a clown like you if I had a gun to my head. See?
They're goofy.
Oh, man. One of the other guys, hey, watch your mouth, Mad Dog, while you were safely tucked away in prison. I don't think that's a thing.
Safely tucked away in prison.
Dale was out there kicking ass for the highest bidder. Mad Dog, yeah, right. And one of the guys says, or don't you get Soldier of Fortune in the hole? Mad Dog, of course, is like, paid ad don't mean nothing. I bought a knife from an ad in the back of that magazine, said it wouldn't break off in a man's skull. Crap. One of the other guys says, tell him, Dale, tell him about the time you assassinated a Central American dictator. Everybody is watching, and this is basically a performance that Dale is doing in front of everybody.
That's all it is, yeah.
He goes, again? Gladly. The Generalissimo was guarded better than a mafia don's virgin daughter. We needed the element of surprise, so me and my team showed up disguised as flower delivery men. Call back here in a minute. He answers the door thinking someone sent him a bouquet of roses, but instead he's pushing up daisies. And that's when...
And that sounds like we have deep dived into the imagination of Dale Gribble there. It sounds a bit made up.
Yeah, a little bit. And as he's doing his shashas, he mistakenly drops his gun. It goes off, and it hits the cash register, sending money flying everywhere. And he goes, ooh. Dale's really, trying to cover it up. He goes, yeah, that's one for the safety video. The guy says, well, I'll be danged, an accidental discharge. And then one of them says, or was there a Central American dictator hiding in the cash register? Everybody just laughs. He goes, come on, guys, lighten up. And the guy just drops the macaroons right on the ground. So in one fell swoop, Dale, all the prestige he had, all of the anything he had with these guys is gone because he dropped his gun and it went off. Accidental
discharge. That's like one of the most embarrassing things you could do.
Yeah, I get ads for that all the time on the internet.
Vagisil.
They're in an alley. Dale walks up, all three guys, and Bill says, anyone want a beer? And you hear, yeah, sure, read my mind. And then they hand a beer to Dale. It explodes in his face, and they
blows up in his face pretty bad.
They just all laugh so much. Bill, anytime Bill is making fun of you, you know you've done something wrong.
Yeah, when you're on the wrong side of history, if it's Bill laughing at you, that's for sure.
He goes, Dale had an accidental discharge. And Dale says, stop laughing at me. I'm a laughing stock. Hank, Dale, calm down. In a couple of weeks, I'm sure one of those guys will accidentally shoot off someone's toe, and that'll be it. It's all be forgotten.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, God, if that happened, I'd kiss his bloody nub. All right, now we're back at the gun club. Dale is driving back to the gun club. He basically pulls up and hits another truck that's already parked in the presidential parking, so he knows that Mad Dog's coming for him.
I've got a couple of facts.
Yeah, go for it.
That I kind of forgot to run over. I was going to run over them real fast, real quick, because one of them relates to Mad Dog. So,
Mad Dog 2020.
So he had looked at the gun club.
Awful.
He had looked at the gun club wall there, the vending machine. Our note taker here, Artie. And he said that the vending machine in the gun club said soda, but it had a beer sticker over it. You could see where it said soda with the beer sticker.
I used to have one of those.
And it said the selections offered were Alamo Light, grape, and orange. So they had grape soda, orange soda, and beer inside of the cooler.
I had an old soda machine in my garage one time, and that's what I did. I just filled it with beer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
No.
That's just hit it, program it to where you could just hit it and it pop out.
It doesn't matter what you put in the hole. And that was part of what got me in trouble
yeah,
in the
they
80s.
go with you in trouble in the 80s, yeah. So it said Mad Dog was recently in prison, which would probably mean that he wasn't allowed to join a gun club in most states.
Oh, that's true.
But in Texas,
probably so, though, right?
Yep. So Texas, felons are generally prohibited from possessing firearms. There is an exception that allows them to use firearms at shooting ranges in specific circumstances.
Oh.
Texas law recognizes that shooting ranges are controlled environments where safety measures are in place. So if you're a felon, if you're in Texas,
that's crazy.
You can go shoot in controlled environments, but also you can petition the governor and get your gun rights back. And if you're going to do that, now is high time to do it because
you're not kidding. Things are going south quickly.
He's on the roll with it. I would say on the ball, but he's rolling right along there and rolling right along with these fun facts. I've got one more.
And by the way, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We don't like the governor.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, not a big fan at all. For all you people that think we're so left, we are not. We just don't like the fact that he's taking away most of our rights.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that's not a big fan of. Soldier of Fortune magazine, subtitled "The Journal of Professional Adventurers," is a daily web magazine owned and published by Susan Katz.
It's a web magazine now.
It is a web magazine now. Gotcha. So during the 80s, Soldier of Fortune, under the previous owner, was sued in civil court several times for having published classified ads by private guns for hire. So they were publishing classified ads for people to go kill people for hire. So
I don't doubt that.
That's kind of crazy. In 1992, the Supreme Court upheld a previous verdict where the plaintiff was awarded $13.37 million, which was reduced to $4.37 million. The magazine subsequently suspended publication of classified ads. So they had a problem with running ads. They were getting the wrong kind of advertisements. Somehow underneath the radar,
it's odd
Guns for Hire was getting in through on a Soldier of Fortune magazine. It's so odd
that a Soldier of Fortune magazine gets the wrong kind of ads. I mean, who knew?
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
There's also a song by Deep Purple called Soldier of Fortune. There was a video game that came out in 2000 called Soldier of Fortune.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of Soldier of Fortune crap going on here. Boy, if you look at this magazine online, I think they have a hard time calling it a magazine. Number one,
Yeah, it's rough.
it's just
Pictures of guns.
Well, it's a news aggregator, is all it really is.
I thought it was like Pornhub for
it's
guns
like
or something.
just news articles, basically. It's
It's kind of like the Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Guardian, actually. Yeah. Okay.
Click here, that kind of thing. Click here and
click here to hire an assassin.
I was like those ones where they're like, they'll have the title that's vaguely related to the article, but it's just like a clickbait title kind of thing.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, blah,
what's
blah,
up?
blah, blah, blah,
Welcome
blah.
to the live. Yeah,
Nice
you caught
job.
one.
Nice job.
Appreciate it.
All right, so Dale is back inside after he hit the truck in the parking lot. He goes, "Fresh batch of macaroons, Jim." Jim goes, "Whoa, don't shoot!" Everybody's making
messenger.
fun of him now. Yeah. He's, "Good one, Jim. Very topical. I'll just put the cookies over on the." And then he sees Mad Dog over there standing in front of his presidential banner, and he goes, "You're going down, Gribble. And unlike your macaroons, you're staying down."
No!
It's a pretty good line. All right, so
not
now
the macaroons. Not the macaroons.
I do like macaroons, so.
You do like macaroons?
Oh yeah.
Over chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah, actually, I would.
Really?
I really like coconut. Yeah.
Over sugar cookies? Over oatmeal cookies?
Now, I do like an oatmeal raisin, very much so, and H-E-B makes
People
one.
say they're bland, and they're like,
No.
that's like a white person cookie with raisins. I was like, well, hell yeah.
H-E-B makes one that's as big as my head, and it's got like walnuts and stuff in it. Oh, baby.
What about cookie cake? Are you a fan of cookie cake?
I don't know what that is.
It's like the ones where you get the cookie for birthdays.
Oh, yeah, they're okay. I like the cookie. I don't like the icing.
Okay.
The icing's too much. They put those big glob. That American cookie company, Great American Cookie Company.
Yeah,
that
the
was
Great
always
American
out at the
Cookie
malls
Company
and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. Yeah. Okay. The one thing nice about working at the mall is you got all the samples. So that was cool.
Well, not only
Walk
that,
up and down.
you work at a mall long enough and you talk to people in the mall long enough, you could definitely start to get free stuff. Not just samples. I worked at Earthbound, and I was getting free Aunt Annie's pretzels because that was the door that I walked in was Aunt Annie's pretzels.
I was working at Earthbound, and I got free weed.
Yeah, but I would stop and talk to the guy who worked there, and I eventually formed like a little working friendship with him, and we would sit there and talk about video games and stuff, and he would give me free pretzels and drinks.
It's like you're in a war with these people, and you have these bonds.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's a relatable. It's like
you're all in the fucking mall.
You're all in the fucking mall.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Blah 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 says he used to live in the Lake Brownwood area, which is coincidentally where I'm going.
Are you?
This is why we're recording our long little marathon
By the way,
here.
we're recording ahead of time because Rusty's going to be out of town.
There's a little marathon, and that's actually where I'm going. Is the Brownwood area?
Oh,
so
cool.
blah 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 blah. I'm very familiar with that area.
We lived in Brownwood, or no, I had an uncle that lived in Brownwood.
The uncle lived in Brownwood?
Yeah, one that
it's like 2 hours west. Yeah,
he flew a plane in World War II and got downed somewhere in Africa that's known for cannibals.
Oh, that's crazy.
He would never talk about it. He saw some shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
So
probably some actual shit too.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I never
his
asked
own
him.
shit. He probably shit himself on the way down.
I never asked him if he got to get in that big tub with all the carrots and onions and stuff. Like you always see.
Where they're like hanging over. It's like, oh, this is a really nice.
Where they're cooking them up.
He's like, oh, they're not cooking me. It's like, oh, y'all giving me a nice hot bath.
That's the
way they start dumping. They start dumping garlic cloves and carrots and onions in it. He's like, is this a bath?
So, guys,
what's going on here?
Guys, what's the allspice for?
Yeah.
All right, so.
The coriander. Yeah.
Coriander. All right, so now we're at Strickland Propane. Dale is in a bug suit, so apparently he's there getting rid of some bugs. Hank and Joe Jack are at the break table. Hank says, "Hey, Dale, you look kind of sad for a guy who's in a propane dealership." I mean, that says everything you need to know about Hank right there.
If you're standing inside of a propane dealership, you immediately have to be overcome with just absolute joy.
This is one of my favorite lines that Dale gives in this episode. Mad Dog's challenging me for president, and he's already got the black vote, Earl, and the gay vote, Earl. That's fantastic. Hank says, so things are going to be a little tense with Earl. You're still going to win the election. You don't understand. Me having an accidental discharge is like you giving a sales pitch for a grill and not even mentioning the convenient warming plate. Hank says, "Oh,
I can't even.
I can't. No, God, no."
Yeah, I
I mean,
couldn't
he
even.
says he's so flabbergasted. God, yes. Mad Dog's even sent out invitations to his inauguration party.
Oh, no.
Why did I pull my gun during the flower delivery story? Because it makes it more exciting. But now look at me. So he's messing around with stuff, and he ends up spraying Joe Jack in the face. Joe Jack gets up, "Mommy, it's burning. Oh, that hurts." And he has to leave, and he bumps into the door. Dale says, "I'm unfit to carry a weapon." Takes off all his weapons. He takes off all his weapons in his suit. He has 2 guns. He has throwing stars. He has a knife. And then he leaves the frame. He comes back in his underwear and puts down another knife. So I'm not real sure where he pulled that one from, but he's got several knives and several guns.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he is
Well, he's always strapped.
arsenal.
He's always strapped. All right, next
That's
thing.
more than strapped. Golly.
That's true. Now, I don't know how he keeps his pants up. I guess you wear that one-piece suit, like the coveralls. That way you can just throw them anywhere. Next thing we see is Dale on a swing in his backyard, and he's very sad. He's got his hat on, but he's still in his underwear, smoking, drinking, and crying. Peggy is looking out the window, and she sees him and goes, "How long am I going to have to look at Dale moping around in his underwear?" And we see inside Hank's kitchen, and now the boys are in there rather than stand outside because they don't want to deal with Dale's crying.
No, Dale's just sobbing and blubbering everywhere.
She says, "How long am I going to have to look at Dale in his underwear?" And she goes, "Oh, there goes the underwear." So apparently Dale just rips off his underwear on the swing.
Yeah, he don't care where he's at.
Bill, I can honestly say it's the first time I've ever seen anyone as depressed as I am. It's scary. Hank says.
It's scary.
Hank says,
They know how Hank feels, yeah.
Hank says, "We got to do something to help him." Boomhauer, tell you what, man, bro, chick, just you give it a little dang old puppy, man. So that's the solution. You give him a dog.
I guess.
Hank says,
I'm not sure how that's the best solution, but we'll take it.
Hank says, "That's a great idea. We'll give Dale a dog." Nice work, Boomhauer. Peggy, of course, here she comes with all of her advice. I have to say, I am not wowed by the puppy idea, but here's what we do know. A gun is a penis substitute, so Dale losing the gun club presidency is like Dale losing his, and Bill says, "Penis?" She goes, "Exactly. Now, how do we give Dale back his penis?" By the way, they show Hank's face during this little speech, and he is super disgusted.
Nah, Hank is disgusted.
She goes, "We anonymously answer his Soldier of Fortune ad and send him on a mission that even a moron could do. When he completes it, he will be happily back in the pathetic little bubble of self-delusion. And kudos to me for coming up with the idea." Shitty Peggy.
Shitty Peggy. And actually, I'm pretty sure Artie called that one out. Yeah. Well, he actually called 2 of them out. Seems to get off getting Bill to get off shouting. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
The penis thing, creepy Peggy.
Yeah.
And then shitty Peggy, and then shitty Peggy, and then shitty Peggy. Yeah.
We're going to start a second podcast just called Shitty Peggy.
Yeah. It's going to be a hit.
Next thing we see.
We'll start that probably next month. Go ahead and put in all your shitty Peggy submissions to bwaaaakoth@gmail.com.
Next thing we see is Dale in his robe. He's down in the basement. He's trying to shove a macaroon into his turtle's face. The turtle will not come out of his shell. He's like, "Macaroon? Oh, you too," and starts jamming it in there. And then the phone rings. He goes, "This is Dale." Hank, of course, he calls it a disguised voice or whatever, but it's really just him kind of out loud whispering, because it's like, "Yes, I'm calling about your ad." I mean, you can still tell it's Hank. He's just like breathy.
He's just kind of breathy. Yeah, like Hank. Hank, after he gets through jacking off and trying to order pizza. Can I get a large pepperoni?
That was very satisfactory. I think I'll eat some pizza.
Yeah. Oh, pepperoni.
Well, we do have the bologna. I'll just go ahead and make that. So he goes, "Yes, I'm calling about your ad." He says, "It's a sky blue Schwinn in 68% mint condition." 68% mint condition.
68%.
That's like the Anchorman thing, 80% of the time.
That's like buying a car and they're telling you, "Hey, if you buy this car, it might run.
It might be okay.
But it also might not. So don't shoot the messenger."
Let's roll the dice.
$5,000 cash.
He goes, "I'm calling you about your Soldier of Fortune ad." He goes, "I'm paid up. My wife sent the check last week. I'm trying to hire you, you idiot." And that's when he gets super excited, jumps up, and he goes, "Who is this? You don't know me." That's two episodes in a row where it's you don't know me or I don't know you.
Yep.
Hank is, but my name is. And then he starts getting feedback from everybody listening, which is Peggy and Bill and Boomhauer. Frank, it's Frank Hill. Wait, no, Fred. Fred Hill. Peggy finally says, Mr. Big. He goes, my name is Mr. Big. And she's like, yes, yes, yes. So she's even...
That's better than Mr. Fred Hill.
She's even excited about the fact that she suggested the name of this pretend guy, and she won.
Of course she's excited because if this thing goes the way that she wants it to go,
Oh, my God.
then she manipulated the whole situation. If she gets him to say she manipulated the whole situation,
It's true.
it's another shitty Peggy moment.
Hank says,
She's relishing in it.
are you available for a top secret mission tomorrow? He goes, well, let me check my appointment book, and starts ruffling some papers. Goes,
It sounded way too sultry. I'm sorry, like Hank Hill trying to be clandestine. It sounds like Hank Hill trying to have sex.
hey, baby, I see you're wearing the hot pants.
Yeah.
So he goes, kidnap, coup, and he's ruffling through some papers so the guy on the phone can hear him. Sure, I can squeeze you in. And then Hank says, excellent, Mr. Big is pleased. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., go to the bus station. We'll call you with further instructions. He hangs up, and he goes, Daddy's back! And he gets up and starts dancing. He kisses his turtle square on the face because the turtle sticks his face out, and he goes, coconutty.
I got a funny turtle story real quick.
Go for it.
So my 2-year-old knows the difference between a tortoise and a turtle. He knows the turtle is water and the tortoise is land.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So anytime we've been at the zoo, we got a zoo pass.
Turtle is water, tortoise is land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like stalactite and stalagmite.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what a stalactite is? You know which one it is? It's the one on the ceiling because it hangs tight.
Okay.
Stalactite.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was going to say one hangs from the ceiling, one comes from the floor.
But I mean,
don't know
same
which
kind
direction.
of thing with the turtle tortoise is what I'm saying. It's easier to remember it that way.
Yeah, but they're all caused by a single drop of water.
Okay. The turtles?
No, the stalactite, stalagmite.
Okay.
So a single drop of water drops and leaves minerals as it falls, and then when it hits the ground, it also leaves minerals. So eventually you get a buildup on both
I'll
areas.
tell you what's super crazy is they just put a zip line down there. That doesn't seem safe to me.
Where at?
In the inner space caverns.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I want to go do a cavern zip line.
All right, so tell your story about the turtles. And
Oh yeah, so anytime we walk past the when we were by the tortoises, I would mess with him and go turtles, and he goes, "That's not a turtle, that's a tortoise." And he just keeps saying he would say tortoise a bunch. Yeah.
That's great though. That's good that he knows. I mean,
I don't like. There's adults that don't even know the difference between turtle or tortoise.
I didn't know till you just told me.
So I thought it was pretty cool.
All right, so we're gonna take our turtles and go home. It is a commercial break. We'll take that. We'll be right back.
Right back.
All right, and we are back.
We're back.
We are at the Arlen Bus Depot. Hank, Bill, and Boomhauer are in his truck watching with binoculars. They see Dale come driving up in the bug Abago. Bill says to Hank, how long have we been on the stakeout? Hank says, 3 minutes. He goes, I'm starving. We'll get a snack after. And I'm horny. I don't know why Bill felt the need to share the fact that he's horny, but it is funny.
Yeah, that's a creepy Bill moment there.
So Dale gets out of the Bugabago, and his phone rings, and he goes, go. And you hear, this is Mr. Big, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll tell you what? That's not going to give him away?
That gave him away. That's it. Game over. Gig's up. We know who you are. Put your hands up.
He's reading off this clipboard, and he says, in the lobby, you'll find an aluminum briefcase under a bench. And then you hear Bill whispering, tell him to get a Twix bar from the vending machine. Take the briefcase to the skating rink across town and put it in the dumpster. Twix. And then he hangs up and goes in. The problem with Dale is he makes up his own narrative, right? And so he walks in right past the silver-ass briefcase that every clandestine meeting has. And
Pretty much.
And he sees a businessman sit down with his leather briefcase, and he locks in on it and just says, briefcase.
Yeah, briefcase.
And he goes and grabs it, and then the guy says, what the hell are you doing? He goes, give it. And a fight breaks out. And then Dale, in Dale fashion, pocket sand, sha-sha, throws it in his eyes, runs out with the briefcase, and then Hank and the guys see it, and Hank says, he took the wrong briefcase. Dang it, Dale. He jumps on the bus. Then they pull out after. The phone rings again. He answers it. Dale answers it with, "The Falcon has the egg." By egg, I mean briefcase. Oh, and this is Dale from the ad. He goes, Hank says, "There's been a change in plans. Your new mission is to take the briefcase to the lost and found at the bus station." Dale says, "Wait a minute. I don't recall a change of plans being in the original plan." What exactly am I carrying in this case?
Change of plans. Sorry.
Hank says, "I'll ask the questions around here, Gribble, and right now I don't have any." Dale, they hang up. Dale's like, "It's drugs, isn't it? Well, if you want a mule, go to the pet store, Big." All the bus people look up at him. He goes, "Mercenary." He uses his knife to he starts digging through the briefcase. He finds a teddy bear with a tag on it that says, "To Xander, happy birthday, love, Daddy." Daddy. And so he cuts the bear's head off and starts digging through it, and all he finds he just finds the stuffing. He goes, "There's no drugs." "Oh my God, I've been set up." The phone rings again, and he goes, "Where are the drugs?" You hear Hank, "What drugs?" "The drugs that the drug lord will search for in each and every one of my cavities when I present him with an empty teddy bear. I can't die on my first mission. It's bad for business." He jumps off the bus and, like, tucks and rolls so much that he's out in the middle of the thing, and Hank hits him with his truck.
Yeah.
He goes, "Thank God, Hank, someone's trying to kill me, and this time I'm not just saying that to get attention." All right, and then we go a few minutes, and Dale's sitting on the curb. The other three guys are standing around. He goes, "I should have known it was too good to be true. 14 years I've been running that ad. Not one call. Then suddenly, one call. I'm being set up, but who hates me? No one. Wait, Mad Dog. But who would stand to gain from killing me? No one. Wait, Mad Dog. Mr. Big is Mad Dog. What? No. Mr. Big is not Mad Dog.
Not Mad Dog.
Mr. Big is not Mad Dog.
It's Frank Hill."
He goes,
"Yeah, it's Frank Hill. Watch out."
He goes, "Oh, God, I'm a dead man. If you guys are seen with me, Mr. Big will kill you too, so get out of here. Hank, Boomhauer, you got a lot to live for. Bill, you can stay or go. Doesn't matter."
Yeah, you're cool. Fuck you, Bill. We're out.
He runs to Hank's truck and gets in. Oh, God. "Dale, what are you doing?" He goes, "I'm going to kill Mr. Big before he kills us." And he drives off in Hank's truck, which that seems like you're breaking one of the 10 Commandments at that point.
Yeah, well, driving off in Hank's truck is I'm surprised Hank didn't call the police.
Oh, no shit, yeah.
Or have his buddy Jeff Boomhauer arrest him instead. But okay.
At this time, I don't think we knew that.
Yeah, we don't know that yet.
Bill, always following what goes on, goes, "Mr. Big's going to kill us." I mean, he's been there the whole friggin' time.
Yep, he's right there.
All right, next thing we see, Nancy is over there gardening. She's got her big-ass floppy hat on.
Big old gardening hat. Big old floppy gardener.
Dale pulls up in Hank's truck. He goes, "Tango!" What do you
think that's what she called John Redcorn?
Tango?
No, a floppy gardener.
The floppy. No, she called him Tylenol.
Yeah, she's the only woman in the history of headaches to
have sex when she had one.
So, gentlemen, next time that she says that she has a headache, remember, headaches actually relieve stress.
That's right.
Which relieve headaches.
Get her a floppy-ass hat. She'll want to do it all the time.
Just write aspirin on your dick and go for it.
Mine's long enough to say acetaminophen. That's great. Okay.
I could barely get ASP on mine.
He jumps out of the truck and goes, "Tango!" She goes, "What are you talking about, Shug?" 51 Tango. In the event of a hostile takeover of the gun club, resulting in a Dale-threatening situation, I flee to Costa Rica. Why do we even have these drills if you ain't going to pay attention? Next, we see a cabin in the woods.
Why do we have these drills? They're drilling out here
It's
now.
Plan 51 Tango.
Area 51 Tango.
It's a cabin in the woods. You see the three guys get out. There's a no trespassing sign. And Hank says, "Well, I don't hear any girlish screams, so either Dale's not here or he's dead."
Could be dead.
And there's the flyer that Bill has in his hand about Mad Dog's thing. And he goes, "The invitation says we're supposed to bring chips and dip. We ain't got no chips and dip."
Ain't got no chips and no dip.
That's what he's really worried about.
Yep.
All right. Inside, there's guys playing poker. An alarm goes off. Mad Dog gets up and goes look at several monitors that are situationally placed. He's got cameras outside. He goes, "Trespassers. If I shoot them, I'm going to go back to jail." But
He shouldn't even have a gun, let alone going back to jail for he should go back to jail for possessing a gun.
He goes, if I shoot him, I can't go back to jail, but I can't not shoot him. I mean, that's just solid logic if you ask me.
He is a felon with a weapon.
Yeah.
Ready to crash out. Y'all be careful.
Boomhauer, okay, so outside we see Boomhauer and Bill and Hank walking up to the cabin. They all three hit a trip line that's like invisible
It's
on the
booby
ground.
trap. Like going up to anything they already should know at this point. If they're walking up to anything that if you're walking up to a campsite with a tent on it, you should be cautious. There's a bear trap in the woods here in the grass. There's a jug of paint hanging from it's like Home Alone with Dale.
That's true.
Yeah.
Boomhauer hits the tripwire first. It grabs him around the ankles, pulls him up, and hangs him from a tree. By his ankles, by the way, not
by
his
his
neck.
ankles, yeah.
Hank, it happens to him too. Same thing.
Got him.
And then as Hank's hanging there,
No
it goes,
hook snare.
Bill, watch out. And then
Bill
does it too, and it grabs him, and he goes nowhere. He's just still on the ground. The tree's all bent over, and he goes, what? Oh, I'm too fat. I'm too fat.
Too fat to be snared.
Hang on, fellas. He gets out of the little snare, and he goes, help's on the way.
Sorry, we don't body shame here. He's just he's a healthy weight.
He says, help's on the way, and he falls in a pit that's covered with leaves.
Yeah.
And from the pit, you hear, I'm okay. This skeleton broke my fall. And that's the second commercial break. We'll take that as he is in a pit, and we'll check out the skeleton. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back.
Yeah, we're back.
We see Joseph out in the driveway packing stuff in the back of Hank's truck for him to move away. Bobby comes around the corner, and he's like, Joseph, I waited for you at the mall for 2 hours. I don't trust
2 whole hours.
He goes, I don't trust anyone else's opinion on swimsuits. Joseph, sorry, I had to cut my hair to make a mustache for my dad. We're going on a trip. And Dale comes out, and
I had to cut my hair to make a mustache for my dad. A sentence that should never, ever have been said.
Bobby's like, in my dad's truck? Dale comes out. He's got the mustache on, and he's only carrying a fern, by the way. And he goes, your dad gave it to me. He's buying a convertible. I wasn't supposed to say anything, but here it is. He's having a midlife crisis. He'll probably leave your mother, and it's partially your fault. Now be good boys and go get my flip-flops. They're under the couch. Oh, and bring the couch. All right, so we're back at the cabin. The boys are all locked up, chained up on chairs, and Mad Dog is talking to them. See that nasty stain on the carpet? Well, you better start talking, or you're going to end up just like the guy who spilled that red wine. That's a good joke.
That is a good joke.
Hank's like, okay, just calm down. You seem like a reasonable fella. That's bullshit.
Yeah, not at all.
So you'll probably get a chuckle out of this. And then Bill says, Dale's coming to kill you. He slaps Bill, Mad Dog does, and he goes, I knew it. Now he's planning on doing it. And then he goes, Boomhauer, hey, man, what are you talking about? I don't know a dang old thing, man. And as he's saying that, Mad Dog slaps Bill again because he's saying something. Yeah. Playing dumb, huh? Oh, good. Now I get to torture you. Jim, go get your jumper cables. Jim says, there wasn't anything on the invitation about taking hostages. Earl says, 15 minutes ago we were talking about microwaving a pizza. What happened here? The phone rings, and it's funny because it's like one of those old school like Nokia rings.
Yeah.
Like bells almost going on rather than what you hear now, as a regular phone signal. The phone rings. Hank goes, what's that? That shows you how long ago this was. Hank didn't know what the phone ringing was.
Did you ever have a Motorola? Motorola.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think I had one of every one of them. I think I went through a bunch. I had Windows phones for a while.
Oh, you had Windows phones?
Oh, yeah.
That was a one-phone operating system I never had. That or Apple.
Well, it was like a BlackBerry, but with a screen that actually kind of worked. It wasn't terrible, but it was early days.
I had a Zune.
Yeah.
Does that count as a Windows phone?
No. That just counts as an MP3
You couldn't
player.
call people on it, yeah.
Remember how you could only get 20 songs on a Zune or whatever?
I also remember, do you remember those weird ones that came out of Asia by bulk? They were kind of like lipstick shaped.
No.
They were like round like that with a little bitty LED screen, and they had like the button right here, and then up here was the volume button. You don't remember that?
Oh, you're talking about MP3 players.
Them little pill looking things.
Yeah. I do remember
they were kind of long.
Well, I thought you were talking about phones.
Oh, no,
like,
my bad.
No, I never saw that covert phone.
Well, I thought we
you're
switched
talking
to
about.
to MP3 players, but the MP3. Well, they did have a phone like that. They had a phone that was really. I had a friend that had one. It was literally like this big. It was super thin, and it was just a really small phone with a really small screen on it. I don't even know how they text.
The one I thought was so cool was the
You had like one
sidekick.
word per line. You had to go over and scroll through
Remember
a text.
the sidekick where you open it like a clamshell and
They
it's
had
got
games.
a keyboard in it and
They had
stuff?
games and stuff on the sidekick. Yeah, I remember that.
There's a video, music video that's got Kelly Rowland in it. And in that, she opens up one of those sidekick phones to send a text. And it's a text in there saying, like, where are you? Or, I see you.
But it was like an Excel spreadsheet.
It was in Excel.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that.
All right, so he slaps Bill, playing dumb. 15 minutes ago, pizza. What happened here? Phone rings. What is that? Boomhauer said, man, a dang old cell phone. I'm talking to Siobhan, man. We're going to go have dinner, rent a movie, and make a movie too, man. So they were going to rent a movie, have dinner, and then make a movie
too, man. Yeah.
Hank says, maybe I can hit the redial button with my nose and call for help. It's our only hope. And you hear Bill say, go for it. And then Hank his arms are tied, so he has to put his face down in Boomhauer's crotch.
Yeah.
The others are so embarrassed by this, they turn away with their heads as he's trying to do it. And then he ends up calling Dale with his nose. Dale answers the phone. Beep, the number you have. Hank breaks in. Hank breaks in and goes, Dale, it's Hank. Mad Dog is holding us prisoner at his house. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. Hank, Joseph, forget the flip-flops. Just get the couch. And then it shows Joseph. He's the only one carrying the couch. Bobby comes out. He's got a couple of cushions under his arm. Bobby says, is that my dad? If he's not going to make it home for dinner, ask him if I can have his pork chop. Dale says, Bobby, you'll be having your dad's pork chop every night for the rest of your life. Wait, that's the saddest thing I ever heard. Retraction. Bobby, you will not be having your dad's pork chop tonight or any other night. You hear that, Hank? Bobby's not going to have your pork chop. Damn it, I'm on my way. And he rips off the mustache. Hank on the other side is like, no, Dale, just call the cops.
Yeah.
And then we see Mad Dog come back into the room. Hank's face is in Boomhauer's crotch. He comes in and goes, oh, my God, what the hell are you doing? Hank's like, nothing. I swear, I was just calling for help. He says, oh, give me that. And then he throws, this is Mad Dog, throws the cell phone up in the air, shoots it with his gun, and puts a giant hole in his roof. Now, all these guys are in there, and they're just like, oh, shit, look at what
pretty
we're
terrified.
Here with.
Yeah,
they're crazy. They know that
they
he's
thought
crazy.
Dale was crazy, but this guy is actually beyond like crazy.
Dale, you can see him in the window kind of miming to Hank, and he says he's going to kick the door down, he's going to come in with his guns, all that. Hank, of course, is like, dear God, no, just do it, just do something. Dale is in the woods in his camo. This is before he comes up to the window. He's crawling on the ground, and he's got a knife and a cigarette in his mouth at the same time.
Talented man.
The cigarette blows smoke, and you see a laser shoot across a couple of the trees, and so he's able to limbo underneath that. He kicks the door open, and you hear, get down, no! And then Dale comes charging in, and Mad Dog grabs him, ties him up too. A little bit later, you see Dale tied up. The three boys are still tied up. Dale, did you call the cops? Dale says, cops, relax, Hank. You're with a professional soldier of fortune. Hank says, you're not a soldier of fortune. You're not a soldier of anything. The only soldier here is Bill, and he cuts hair.
Throwing Bill underneath the bus, man. Come on, Hank.
Bill's like, I'm so scared.
Bill didn't have nothing to do with that argument. Leave Bill out of it, man. Bill's a wuss.
Hank says, you're nothing but a bunch of stories you read in a magazine written by bigger liars than you.
That's funny, too.
Dale,
I guess he doesn't like Soldier of Fortune magazine?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, that's very unconservative of him.
Dale says, you want me to save us from Mr. Big or not? Dang it, Dale, Mr. Big is not Mr. Big. I am Mr. Big. No, you're not. I am Mr. Big. But I've known you since the second grade. When did this happen? First grade? That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Hank, it happened when you shot that stupid cash register. We sent you on a phony mission. No, it was more like a phony errand, and you couldn't even get that right. I was just trying to make you feel better without having to talk to you. In comes Mad Dog, he has a cinder block on a rope, and he says,
which is kind of scary.
Oh, very scary.
Like,
Especially
whether he's going to tie it to my ankle or he's going to swing it around his head and hit me with it, I'm pretty terrified of either.
By what he says, now, which one of you fellas has always been afraid of drowning?
Ooh.
Scary as shit.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Yeah. Dale says, Mad Dog, you'll want to hear this. My friends were just asking about my work for the CIA.
Knock it off.
Hank's like, knock it off, Dale. There's no way they'd let one of their contract killers die in a situation like this. What? Copy that? I mean, he's talking to nobody, right?
Not a soul.
And Mad Dog's like, what are you doing? Who you talking to? Hank trying to save the situation. He's talking to me. Yeah, copy that. Okay, Dale, talk to you later. Like he's hanging up the phone or something.
Yeah.
Dale says, in about 2 minutes, a CIA SWAT team is going to swarm this place like flies on Bill. Again, with the Bill. Poor
with
Bill.
Bill, I'm telling you, Bill's an easy target.
Mad Dog
Easy
says,
target.
Mad Dog says, you're bluffing. And he puts the gun to Bill's head. Hank says, Dale, shut up or you're going to get us killed. Dale says, you'd be amazed how a few flowers could really brighten up this room. And
yeah.
when that happens, an alarm goes off, and we start seeing all these flower vans pulling up outside. Like, and so Mad Dog is thinking, oh, shit, here are the serial killers, right, or the contract killers that are coming to get us.
And you know what? Instead of calling the police, he called 40 flower delivery companies.
He called a lot of people. Yeah.
He called like 40 flower delivery companies.
One of the other guys in there says, oh, my God, Dale's flower delivery man routine. It's the CIA.
It's the CIA. It's the Alphabet Boys.
And then you hear Mad Dog, we ain't scared of the CIA, right, men? And then we see a bunch of people carrying flower boxes, and they're those long ones, right? And
Big,
a bunch of vans and a bunch of people. He goes, Jim, go in the kitchen and get my box of grenades. Third shelf behind the cake mix. Jim and Earl and these guys, they're checking out at this point. No way, I'll have cake with you anytime, but you shoot your own feds. Earl says, yeah, Mad Dog, there's only one man I'd take a bullet for, and he's home making my supper. Mad Dog says, so that's how it's going to be. Well, you can put those flowers on your graves. I'm flying free. And he busts out the window with his gun. Jim says, oh, man, by the size of those bouquets, they're packing some serious heat. Dale, call them off. Please, Dale, they'll listen to you, says Earl. You're one of them. I'll make it up to you, I swear. Dale says, well, I could, but calling off the CIA seems like a job best suited for the president of the Gun Club.
Yeah.
Now, all in favor of re-electing Dale Alvin Gribble.
And that's where we found out his middle name is
right.
Alvin.
Who's currently running on the Save Your Sorry Asses platform, say aye. All of them say aye. Dale finally gets untied. He goes out to meet the flower people. The flower guy says, I got 47 dozen roses for Dale Gribble. And Dale holds up his wallet like he's showing him a badge or something. So the guys in the cabin think that he's a CIA guy. How embarrassing. I seem to have forgotten all my money. Earl says, I always knew he was a company man. He's flashing his CIA badge. And it goes back to Dale, but that guy's my best friend, and he'll cover for me. And he points to Mad Dog. Mad Dog runs off, and the flower people start chasing him.
He's getting chased by professional flower delivery men, not mercenaries.
All of them.
That really has got to be that's got to be one of the best Dale.
Oh yeah, he actually followed through. Yeah, he followed.
He was
through.
able to foil the threat.
All the guys cheer. Earl says, "Holy smokes!" He dropped the hammer on Mad Dog, and then Mad Dog is running. He takes out a detonator. He goes, I'll just slip away and live to fight another day. He sees all the flower vans coming in. He goes, I'll be damned if I let those jackbooted thugs put my yearbook photo all over CNN. Then we go back to the cabin. Everybody is untied. Everybody's leaving. Hank says, I got pretty hairy in there. Dale says, I've seen hairier. He goes, well, I haven't. But then again, I'm not a professional mercenary. Nice work, Dale. Nice work, Dale. He says it in that weird voice. And then at that point, the cabin behind them just explodes. It's on fire. It's a big explosion. Hank falls down. However, Dale is just like, no big deal. He goes, wait a minute. Did we untie Bill? Bill says, I'm okay. I just fell in the hole again. So he doesn't even know where the thing's at. All right, so we're back at the Arlen Gun Club. Earl says, one more time, Dale, tell us a story about how you saved all of us from Mad Dog. And of course, Dale is happy to get up in front of everybody. And
He
make
loves
his
telling a good.
presentation.
He loves chewing
Yep.
a good yarn.
He goes,
Weaving a yarn
again? Oh, gladly. It was 3 p.m. yesterday. The gun club was filled with the smell of intrigue and coconut.
Oh, man,
I needed to
painting a
know
picture.
who I could trust, so I pretended to accidentally discharge my weapon into the cash register. And that is the credits. That's the end of that one.
That is, and
After the credits, we hear, Mr. Big is pleased. Yeah, I like that.
So
I like that a lot.
Chantel said you had a good Hank impression,
Oh, thanks.
and then we've got Jay Ham in the
Only had
chat.
6 seasons to work on it.
Yeah, Jay Ham said, "What up, boys? You guys got a sweet view." Yeah,
Yeah,
Jay
man.
Ham. We're actually in the tallest building, probably within 90 miles of where we're at in any direction.
22 stories tall. Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, let me tell you this. I don't think
Yeah.
I've told you this.
No, you haven't.
I got you don't know what I'm going to tell you. I got to go down into the boiler room the other day.
Yep, the very lowest depths.
The fucking thing goes down 3 stories.
It does.
3 stories.
You know, it used to own it. They used to make all of their own everything: water, electricity.
Listen
everything.
to this. There is an actual spring down there.
Yeah.
This building is self-sufficient as far as water goes.
Yeah.
That's where it gets the water from.
Yep.
And then the guy showed me where one person hung themselves on the pipe.
Oh,
So I got the full tour.
The full tour.
I did not go to the spring because I feel like that's where you throw your soul in.
Yeah.
And that seems a little creepy to me.
I would check
so.
that out. That would be cool. Jay Ham, if you want to learn more about the building that we're in or that we're talking about,
Yep.
it was actually the tallest building west of the Mississippi at one point in its lifespan. It's called the Alico, ALICO, the Amicable Life Insurance Company.
Yeah.
Company.
That's why when it's spelt Alico on the side of the building, like in the rocks, it says ALI and then one thing for CO.
You know what I wish they had? And I'm surprised they don't do this, really. As a weather aficionado, someone who likes weather a lot,
Yeah.
I really like public cameras to where you could view the sky in different areas through public cameras. They need one in every single direction on top of this building.
We've been
four
talking
directions.
to a TV station about using our position as a weather camera for them.
Yeah,
so we'll see
I
what
would
happens.
like that. Like that would be cool if you could get one and eat because you've got access to all 4 sides, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, to have a one camera on each possible side
Yeah.
to see all 4 angles would
Well,
be
the
awesome.
thing is, at the end of the year too, our mates in the other half of this floor are moving out, and so we'll take over the rest of the floor, and so we'll have all 4 corners of this thing be able to look out to places.
Yeah.
All right,
sure.
and that is it. That is the end of Season 6, Episode 2, Soldier of Misfortune, originally December 9th, 2001.
Originally,
It's a good one.
Yeah, what
Dale's actually a good guy in this one, kind of.
I liked it.
Yeah. All right. Remember that every Monday you can see video on Spotify. You can also get the audio there, audio everywhere else that you get your podcast. In addition to YouTube, where we put the video just like this one on every Monday. And then also remember there is a Patreon set up for us, BWAAKOTH. It's a little $3 thing. It would really help us out to be able to keep the lights on and keep the views a-coming.
Yep. You
What
can
else?
also check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH. This episode actually aired 2 weeks before you got to hear it on every other platform.
That's true.
And if you want to hear our stuff a little sooner and
see
hang
the
out
live
with us while we record live, you could get us on at YouTube. And as we do that, we'll get that. It'll get better. Content will get a little bit better. And
Look, there's my hand.
there's Mike back
Kind
there.
of, yeah.
Well, maybe one day we get it all set up through the
Yeah, I'm sure we
computer
can.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
have it to
Just
where
do a
it's
live feed.
a live feed or whatever
Do
form.
like a StreamYard thing with OBS or something.
Yeah, just plug OBS and then plug the YouTube code or
That's
whatever,
true.
the stream code.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
I think that'd be fun.
All right.
That way everybody could see you too.
Thank you
Because
very
everybody right here said, damn, we're going to look at this ugly dude for the next hour.
That's okay. You do a good job at it, and I appreciate it.
I'm trying.
All right. So, again, we won't be recording next weekend because Rusty's out of town.
Nope. But there's content for you, so.
But we did a marathon session today, so that should keep you covered for a while.
Yep.
And we will see you again on Friday.
Yeah, we'll see you again on Friday. Look at these cool arms. You
These
go
are
like
new.
this.
These are new for our mics, yeah.
Yeah, you go like this.
They make
with it.
lovely sounds, too. I like that. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Oui, Matanye, indeed. And please stop rubbing my arm. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.